Okay, yeah, so let me make you as co-host. Hey, you can record already because I allowed just now. Yeah. Oh my.
So, bad news, just to start it off. Manon has officially been terminated
Why?
because his plea and everything.
Oh shoot, yeah.
So just the three of us lah.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh. Okay.
What is up with
I thought that was
been resolved.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
He very kind guy. He still offered his assistance lah. He said that if we still want his help for anything, he doesn't mind helping out lah. But I still feel not so great giving him work lah.
No, it's fine. Actually, I had teams who actually excelled in even with 3 people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The thing is actually right, like from what I've seen in proposal, there wasn't enough text. So do more lah, just right. But yeah. But not overly too much also. I think you guys have seen the roughly right. It's not I don't require too much content. As long as you write sufficient, right, that makes sense. Okay, yeah.
First thing, just wanted to ask this part here for this is the
Scroll up a bit so I can see. Scroll down.
This part was just name. What is supposed to put here?
Which one?
Like name. This is name.
Oh, I'll leave it be lah. The team members lah, but I think all the team, but leave it be lah. Teammates still. Oh yeah, you think
we haven't actually changed the meeting yet.
Oh, I see.
Last time
Okay.
we've already gone through this already.
Okay.
Meeting logs we've changed a bit, but it's pretty much about the same. We haven't really added that much yet.
Okay. This one is the second meeting or
This is the
okay.
Meeting 3.
Ideally, right, for what so the format here looks all okay. Understand the function. So this one I'm not sure what was done in the last meeting minutes. So instead of understand the function of a component, right, maybe you can
Change it to something
be more
specific. Understand the component or understand the function of specific component. That's too deep already.
You can actually maybe mention
learning about this component.
Or you can actually write function of which component has been successfully programmed, for example.
Like the ultrasonic or the
so because you're indicating, because if I were to ask you, right, understand the function of component, then I will ask you which component. Then you would be, oh yeah, which one was it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, basically, as I advise, the meeting minutes or meeting logs, right, is for you to be able to look back, and then see, hey, okay, yeah, this was what we have done. The other thing, right, schedule progress plan for the week. Ideally, if you can actually set the task and then the person who are supposed to do it.
So like consultation with supervisor, that will be you, is it?
No, that one you
or just be like
leave it. But I mean, there's certain tasks, right? I'm sure that you guys have to do.
Like the job. So then is it like this, like using the what's the thing called, like the in brackets?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So let's say
the person in charge.
They say IF would be consultating with the supervisor.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So you get the idea lah. Team had decided to solve issues, blah blah. Team wants everyone to handle some part of the rough proposal. Okay. Some of this I don't know if it needs elaboration. Then check it to see whether it needs a bit more. The main idea is, if I were to look back at it,
you understand what you did that week.
Yeah, exactly. It helps you to remember.
Should we start? Do we, for like the near the end? Do we remove Manon's name, or for like
yeah, remove lah.
Or do we remove from the start?
No, remove towards the end.
After
it disappears. So it's fine because I keep it real lah. I mean, this is the situation lah.
Can we add that to the team analysis?
You can actually put that in team analysis and also meeting minutes. Because for example, if keeping it real, normally in like real life working scenario, right? People leave for new jobs. For example, like now I have Dr. Afiq leaving for a new job, so we will record it down in our school meeting.
For that stage.
What stage?
Norming.
I would say if the job can be taken up by for dispersed between group members, right? I would still say it's norming.
Going back to norming?
It depends. You can actually that's how the discussion goes. if the role, right, can still be taken up by existing members of a team, so it doesn't mean just this project, but any project, then you will still consider norming. But if that person is involved in so critical part of the project, right, and without him, then the whole project kind of falls. But I would say that's storming,
So it goes
because
back,
so the team leader, it's not to say start again, but the team leader now has to really figure out what can be done to resolve the situation to get the team back to the norming phase.
I feel like that one is more.
Okay, then you can
Because
put that.
Man-on was more of our. He was better at me at programming also.
Then you can put that. So to
I
keep
feel
it
that
real,
was important now, yeah. So
you
that
can
was
put
back
that.
to forming phase, is it?
No, storming.
Storming phase.
Yeah, storming. Yeah, because storming is where you will actually say that everyone has been assigned the roles. You will actually trash out and say like, hey, so what are you good at? What is best for you to take on? So storming is basically that scenarios. Who would affirm what tasks they will do, and then who would also be affirming the leadership role to guide the team. So that is the storming part. Yeah, so keep it real, and yeah, the content, right? So this content you can actually do it even in the day. So make it nice if you can. The meeting minutes, right, is as mentioned. I think I've advised you guys. Generally, what happens is you want to look back, and then you would see like what was discussed or what was agreed upon. Then who does what?
This is a self, not just like a quick review of what happened that week lah.
Basically, a meeting log is to record. It's a record lah. It's to record the information. Let me get. Have you guys done the attendance?
Yes.
Done already.
You haven't, right? You were asleep. Been a long week, huh?
Yeah, busy for you guys, busy for me as well. I'm also trying to figure out how to look for someone new.
What do you mean by looking for someone new? Is it to hire a new person? Or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I know it's a book.
It's not presenting. It's not
I
showing
think
that.
the connection not so good.
Sorry.
So what did you say just now when?
Huh?
What did you say just now when you showed
Samir
your
said-
attendance and then you said something to Samuel?
Oh, that's why I asked him to put in attendance and next time come on time.
Oh, okay.
I already told Miss Sophia to log, but I also haven't logged for mine also. So we have in the system, right? If the students which are playing truant, not doing their roles and everything, right? We have to log in the system. So I don't understand why Samir. I mean, it makes it hard for him. It makes it hard for people around him. So I don't understand why do that to himself and everyone around.
Maybe just not taking things so seriously lah. I don't know. But to each their own lah. Maybe he has a different story behind.
Yeah, true. That's why I need to understand lah. So I really need to talk to him
We
actually.
need to make the slides also. Because for some reason we cannot edit the slides anymore.
Can you show? Wait,
It's already on.
you
But-
cannot edit.
Yeah.
Can you make a copy and? Oh, because
It's weird because it says that
Manon was the one
what-
who is.
Stephen made the thing. We all have we're supposed to all have editor access, but none of us can edit it. Even Stephen also cannot edit it.
Huh?
Yeah. I asked him just now. I
No, because the file is set to view only.
yeah, so I don't know how to set it.
The first person who has administrator rights to this,
Oh, Stephen.
ask him to check again. I think maybe he might have accidentally put it
As
where
view only.
ah
But it says right here that
like what I did with no maybe because that is your maybe ask him to check again.
okay. But we still need to change the theme lah if it's the same as the other groups one, so I don't like that.
Well, that's fine if there's a what you call it, right?
Because
Because
we want this different lah. We don't want everything to look the same.
oh, I see the team. Okay, get it. But in terms of robot, right, I have sometimes groups having similar ideas. Some would
Oh, that
have-
one is fine lah.
that's fine because some groups actually have slightly different idea
But
than
just
the
feel
other.
like the way we present it is what is
Correct, also different. I mean, for example, like if you go around Klang Valley, there's so many mechanic shops. So I'm sure one mechanic is slightly better than the other mechanic, but all in all of them have their own. They're doing the same thing.
Sorry, what was it again? You said that he sent the link under view only, or
You ask him to check his profile. Maybe he has set this by accident as view only. Ask him to check. like when I send you the photos, right? Under mine was I had it as it's still private. Since he was the one who created, right? It might be able to. You just trying to see.
We haven't added much, but you can have a look. First
Can
slide was
you?
back
Is it possible to? Okay. So introduction, right? Let's see. I think introduction, right? What you should be targeting, right, is to show pictures of what other people have done.
You don't need to mention problem statement.
Problem statement because it comes in later.
Oh, okay.
It comes in after this. Because what we do here, oh, okay, because the background information. So okay. So don't write problem that we're facing, then just write problem statement. I see. Because the background information slide you hadn't put anything.
That one will be the pictures of what other people have done.
Correct. Then you come to the rationale why you actually put the problem statement. Don't put problem that we're facing, put problem statement. Yeah. Because that one universally, globally, people understand it. They will understand, oh, okay, they know what is problem statement. They understand the term. Okay, next. Wait, let me go to the problem statement. Unforeseen problem. Okay, what you should maybe target, right? Because I think
it was supposed to be what's it called, the providing a cheaper alternative, right? That was our original idea.
I can't remember whether it was your one or another proposal. Was yours also giving the proposal introduction that some of the current security, right, they are using CCTV and which is fixed?
No, ours was that the CCTV, the other options that are out right now are very expensive. So
okay.
ours we're trying to make a cheaper one of the expensive one.
Okay, so then you can actually say you
That's our problem statement.
yeah, the problem statement is that most of the robots at current one is difficult for the normal consumer to have, and maybe the specific functionalities that those robots have, right, it doesn't do certain functionalities that you guys notice are needed.
Okay.
Yeah, so that could be something, a different way of identifying. Okay, what else?
Attributes that would be
the tag list. So what, because based on the robot, what do you think would be the characteristics that it should have?
Stuff like it's like robust.
Because then people would break it, or it's able to navigate, things like that. So yeah.
That'll be under attributes.
The conceive and actually this will be the conceive and design checklist.
Conceive and design checklist.
Yeah.
Architectural design? Well, I don't actually understand.
Okay, architecture design, right? Actually, if you go through or you see Mushtaq's book, right, they had something described about asset.
Okay.
So architecture design, right, actually talks more on the functionality. So this system, what it's supposed to do, for example, like my phone is supposed to allow SMS. So that's the functionality. But then I need to put the configuration. So in order for it to do SMS, it needs to maybe have a certain chipset. It needs to have a network module. It needs to have so those hardware.
So first mention the system, as in what it needs to do, and then after that mention what hardware you need to achieve that.
Which
system.
is configuration.
Okay. So
which is integrated is just.
Is it configuration?
It's basically part of this thing called the ACID.
Yeah.
ACID.
Yeah.
So A stands for architecture, C stands for configuration, which is the hardware. Then I is the integration, which is the integrated design, where you talk about these few hardware, right? They allow the functionality. Detailed design, if you want to put in more detail, the drawing of how your prototype is going to be, and also schematic of maybe the internal workings.
Is it like a sketch lab? Is it?
Either sketch of the prototype and also internal working means like the circuit.
Can you use the 3D model for that? Or no?
Yeah, you can use the 3D model for that. Yeah.
Sorry, when you say again, is it the internal part? What do you mean by that? Like
the circuit of your prototype.
As in like
the planned circuit.
Tinkercad kind of like thing. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And your coding thing.
Coding is also under here.
Coding, you will put that under implement, which the implement part you will first talk about how your robot is supposed to behave.
The behavioral chart.
And then also as part of the implement, the testing. Actually, this asset, right, it's meant to be reserved more for the design part.
Yeah, I remember that. It was under CDIO, asset was under the design.
So even if I say that implement that flowchart, right? Actually, the flowchart is kind of overlap. It could be as part of this not architecture, but it will be integrated design.
Integrated design.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but never mind. You
But
just have it.
the way we do it now is we have it under the
You
part
have
lah,
it.
under-
You have it that way lah, as I put in the template. But to get you guys to understand lah. So asset is actually the design. All you actually list down on paper lah.
So first, take down. Do we like? Can you put all of the systems on one slide and then as we're presenting we explain the systems kind of thing like you said just now. I think
It's
Elijah's
part of
group
integrated lah.
integration. Okay.
Yeah.
So this part,
Asset. This one is actually just mentioning the functionality. But in this, right, the way I've done the slide, so I actually grouped up the actually no, you actually talk about functionality lah. Because I also put some of the hardware there.
no, I mean like because you said that first mention the function.
Yep.
Then from the function you mentioned the configuration.
Yes.
So from the function, as in like you say like okay, we want this system for tracking light, this system for tracking what's called movement, one system for
Okay.
tracking gas.
No,
things like that,
architecture
or-
will be. I first mentioned the higher level is like the robot will be autonomous motion.
Okay, so then it goes down into the two systems, which is movement and navigation.
You can put it that way lah. So movement and sensor. So you can actually put it that way also.
What way did you have in
Which
mind?
which I had in the what you call it in the slide lah,
Slide,
that
yeah.
way lah. You can do it that way also.
Okay, and then from there you branch down some more lah, and to in that system, what is the hardware you need? That's under configuration already, right?
Yeah. Actually that's
But that
why.
will be under later lah.
Yeah.
Under
But there
implementation.
was, I mean, in the slides it's not so clear cut lah.
It's fine there like two, right?
What do you mean by two?
As in like first at the top you mentioned that part like in the conceive stage right now. We just mentioned like our ideas for what we want. We don't have to specifically state what kind of hardware yet lah. We just say that we want this kind of sensor, a sensor that can be used to detect kind of thing. And then later at the end when we're in the implementation stage, we actually state which kind of sensor we want. Is it? Or-
No, not the implement stage, at the design
The
stage.
design stage, right?
Yeah.
That one is where you mentioned exactly. Okay, we want to use this.
Correct,
sensor,
correct.
okay.
Can, yeah. Because there's slight overlaps in the slides actually.
Ah.
There's some slides overlap lah. Actually, the asset need not be in it, but I just put it in because
I
it's
mean,
part
it's
of
good to have lah.
it's part of something that you guys supposed to know lah.
Sorry.
So there's a slight overlap lah.
What? Sorry.
Maybe not sleep enough.
Yeah.
Why you look so sleepy?
So regret. Just now I just take a nap. Now my head is so pain.
How long was the nap?
Huh?
Was it a power nap or was it too long?
I'm not sure. I just know when I wake up, my brain it feels like my brain force restart.
Normally
pause
power
to-
naps, I think 30 minutes to 45 minutes. If you sleep too long, right, then your body wants to go into the REM stage. I think that's why.
Yeah, I think just around 1 hour like that.
I have a feeling your body was going to REM stage, then you woke it up. That's why you're feeling that. So they advise try not to sleep where you go into the REM stage. So try to next time set an alarm lah, not to go more than 30 minutes or 45 minutes.
So
Yeah.
for the because for yesterday, right? I
Yeah.
saw some of the students are actually doing like the water.
Yeah.
I
Go in the
was-
water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking if I could make a submarine as a joke.
What do you mean as a joke?
Because for the current engineering student, they are doing for the ship for the project. And the task that they need to do is to collect the water sample in different area lah.
Yep.
So from Ian's idea is to think about instead of building a ship, you want to build a submarine.
Yeah, but would it be complicated? That's a problem.
It's not because I saw someone online build a submarine with and in a minute with Lego. Like
Okay.
I mean they still use like some tungsten pellets and there's a container.
Some pellet will be
increase like-
expensive or not?
The ballast lah.
Because actually to make like the buoyancy.
The
force
ballast
like
lah
that.
to sink
Yeah.
lah.
But if
The submarine.
they
Ah.
if you minus out the hull right and then the tungsten
Thinking
pellet,
about his favorite
everything is
project.
Lego. I mean,
Can lah.
very much everything is there.
Can, but I'm guessing one is also cheap. Your Lego parts, I don't know how you're gonna get it.
If you already have it, or if the campus already has it, then you can borrow that.
Campus, I don't think have. They
I
have a
think
Lego
it's
set, but it's not like a submarine lah.
I mean, you can.
It's not cheap lah. That one also.
The
Lego-
tungsten
the Lego parts
apparatus
they
is it?
use, right, is to kind of like control the syringe because for their flotation, because for
Oh,
submarine there's a flotation.
Yeah.
flotation thing.
Like they
You
connect it
need
to
to let water
Yeah.
pump
To
water inside. So what they did is
sink it,
they basically make a syringe.
to balance lah. Okay.
It's in the same way if you could say like it's like the Lego is acting as like the
I mean,
Arduino
you
that controls
can,
the servo lah.
you can if it's not too difficult, but if it's not necessary, it depends. All depends. Yeah, all
If
depends.
there's a goal behind it or a mission behind it, you can do that.
The goal is to make a joke about item.
Touchy subject.
Not yet, like give it a few years, then you can.
Even their lecturer, I just realized because my previous foundation student was asking me for batteries because the lecturer who's teaching that module, I know her and I didn't realize it was she who's teaching that project module. Right? She left. Just like I think about a month back. 3 weeks to a month back. So Clement, which is my previous student, he was asking me for batteries. And I told him I might go down later before 6 lah to try to pass to him batteries.
Is it hard to get like lecturers? It seems like it's a bit of an issue.
The problem is, I think now a lot of academics, even like in school, right, the educators are overloaded because now a lot of institutions, right, they require
playing catch
more
up.
documentation.
Because of
Paperwork. So unfortunately, then the paperwork takes the excellence of these teachers, right, who are passionate to teach, right.
like
It takes away. It's slightly draining. It's slightly draining. Not just me, all your other lecturers also. Yeah, which is I find it counterproductive. I actually find it counterproductive.
Too much is it?
Yeah, I mean I find it unnecessary.
Because I've been hearing this from my
High school.
friends from MMU or UUM, I really forget.
Okay.
And in that school, what the thing that's quite surprised me is they choose the lecturer because in one subject there is so many lecturer for them to choose.
Oh,
in
is
the same range.
Oh, okay.
Which is totally different than what I know from here.
I didn't know there's so many lecturers in MMU. MMU or Utah? MMU.
I think it's MMU.
MMU lah. Okay.
And that is for diploma course only.
Oh, I see. Diploma is slightly different because diploma, I think it's a bit more, the direction is more hands-on. So I think certain lecturers, well, all again depends lah. So they have more lecturers, then you can choose.
But for ours, diploma, it's the same
level as foundation.
Not so many lecturers also actually.
So I think not really that much
Difference.
Because from my friends from MMU, actually they are choosing the lecturer instead of
You get to choose the lecturer.
because there's so many teachers in the same subject.
That's nice.
Teaching
surprising. Okay.
Well, where MSU is it?
MMU, Multimedia University Cyberjaya.
And he took diploma in finance.
Oh, okay. I think the business school normally has lots of students. So many students go for business. I wonder why.
Maybe their parents like they feel like
Obvious
going
what?
independent better.
Obvious what? If
Going
you don't,
independent?
As in making your own business.
I understand, but the thing is, if you look at it, right, that's why I'm glad you guys are taking technical courses. So those who do sciences or computing, at least you guys have a slight one up. Because
we have a broader range of things. That
I have a lot of friends, right, who do PhDs, who did also technical courses like applied sciences or engineering, right. They don't necessarily go into the field. They actually do other things. But the thing is, having a technical background, right, which is what the corporate sector likes, right. Us as technical people, right, we somehow approach things a more structural, systematic way. So therefore, right, it's more like my wife, right? She's in supply chain. So she has a degree in marketing. But her upper level managers, right? They have degrees in engineering. So what I'm trying to say is like at least you guys give yourself a bit wider range actually of possibilities.
Because like for them, they cannot. People who have degrees in things which are not it's called technical. You said right? Was that technical
or business like that.
Like,
They
then they
cannot
won't be able to
jump to a
jump
technical
to
field.
a technical field, yeah.
Ah,
They have to go through degree
You
again.
need to go to management, you require some high education degree.
they limit themselves lah, in my opinion lah. But then of course job roles also they are quite vast lah. So
But if that's what you want from the start, you know what that's what you want, then fine lah.
but I
if you're
still
not so
think
sure, then you could work on.
okay, now it's okay. I don't know why this not mic wasn't working.
Okay. So wait, how long was it not working? Or just started?
Just
Okay.
okay, so no worries. But you guys record, right?
Yeah.
So anything else you guys want to ask?
Just continue to decide lah. Cost listing also you didn't do yet. I saw just now a
Okay.
snippet of what Elijah's one look like. Was that too much or?
Anyway, what the cost listing is not so crucial for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, more importantly is that in the presentation, right, you all demonstrate the CDIO.
The CDIO.
Yeah.
This one will be still under design, right? If we were to keep it in lah.
Yeah, it'll still be under design part.
Configuration design, this one was part of the top part, right? It's not even
Asset, yeah,
Yeah.
asset.
So
Yeah,
we move this
that's
up
the
lah.
whole overlay. Yeah,
Or we have it two.
no.
So this
You
one
move
move
it.
into architecture design. Is it?
Move it
Yeah,
into-
architecture
yeah,
and then
okay.
configuration. It's actually following the abbreviation of ACID, which is the design methodology lah. But to be honest, I don't know where asset comes from. I know where CDIO come from, but I don't know where asset come from because I've been.
I remember you teaching it. I remember you mentioning who introduced
I
it.
don't
but
know whether it's
remember
just this. Whether it's Mushtaq's idea, which is the
the
previous.
previous lecturer.
Not previous
head of-
lecturer,
head
head
of
of and also VC of
Oh, that
Taylor's.
Oh yeah.
At the
Mushtaq, he was actually no, this guy is now in Harriet Ward.
Yeah.
He is the VC in Harriet Ward, and also I think they call it VC
No, VC,
and
right.
CEO,
vice what?
Vice Chancellor.
I don't.
Chancellor is like the the in schools you have the ketua, was that the guru besar? Chancellor is like guru besar for universities, yeah.
This is Mushtaq.
It's like principal from the
Principal lah. Principal
Oh, sorry, provost, not
He already made so big. Previously, he was just the head of the engineering course.
He was head of engineering
and
then
also the VC.
vice
Vice
chancellor
chancellor.
for
And then
Taylor's
now
also.
already become.
Now he's moved to Harriet Ward.
Yeah, so
But he's got quite a
Which
good-
means our school management, the head is keep changing, is it?
not that no,
Not keep
it wasn't
changing lah, but-
that frequent lah, no. Quite some time. Now these days, don't get me, it's slightly changing a bit because a lot of lecturers finding it is a bit overworked.
You guys are feeling what the government school teachers are feeling.
Slightly, yeah. For me, not so bad. For my friends at the degree level, right? Oh, all this being recorded, but you don't share. They are feeling a bit harder because they need to do research. The problem with research in Malaysia, right? Public U,
Research as in what?
any research
As
anywhere,
in they have
any
to
field.
make a study lah. Is it?
Study publications and study, right? So normally what happens is we actually have students that we mentor in order to help us with the research work.
So like you leech off your students lah.
In a sense,
Oh.
yes,
Oh,
which is what they do
for
overseas as well.
example, Dr. Tay want to have a project, then he asked the degree student to join together.
Normally we actually have graduate students, those who actually have degree, completed degree,
Like
right?
Pong lah.
Huh?
Like Pong lah.
Pong is still degree.
Oh, it's still degree? Is it?
Yeah, it's still degree. So we actually have graduate who like doing the masters,
Ah, okay.
and then they do research. I mean, that is the proper way lah.
So that will become the master course, is it?
They will do the research. So their master's research will be related to what you guide them lah.
Wow.
Same with PhD students. So normally a professor will have PhD students, they guide with the research work, and then because the professors will have the direction or what what I envision to achieve. So then he trickled down to the students. But the problem with Malaysia is that we don't have lots of students who are taking postgraduate courses, masters and PhDs.
Yeah, they just finish a degree and then they go.
Normally, yeah, they normally go straight to
I
work.
mean, that's how you and me were planning also, right? Right.
Yeah.
My parents plan to let me finish my master course.
You're doing the masters, lah.
But
nice.
do your parents actually say that your masters, they plan it for you to be overseas or local?
Overseas.
Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, I see what
Most
you mean now.
of the students, right? That's why it's very hard to get good students
To stick around.
to do
Because
for
my parents thinks that they let me go to China to learn about business at the same time to go for postgraduate the master course.
Oh, very
it will
good,
be
eh?
why
more-
China? Which university in China?
Because my parents prefer me to learn how they doing business at there.
I
No, no,
see.
but
They always say the thing is
No, but which
Any university in mind, specific university.
Good
Not yet.
university lah,
not
probably.
yet, not yet. Just
Ah,
he just roughly say
okay.
because they want me to learn
Beijing,
the way they
Shanghai,
the way they did lah.
people.
the way they do business. After that, bring back to Malaysia.
And then membangunkan Malaysia.
But I don't know. I think the future now is changing because now you can see the global manufacturing, right, is shifting to India and also to Vietnam and I think maybe Philippines, Myanmar also.
Usually,
Oh,
whenever there's competition, the other people will try to combat back, right? So maybe they'll fight back or whatever. I don't know.
They might, but I don't know whether they will succeed lah. My point, the way I see China, they're slightly losing out in terms of the manufacturing. They're not.
Oh, not the factoring. It's just about the way they how to say they develop the company. Not just not the factoring. It's
But
just
that's the thing. I don't know whether they can still be the superpower lah, or whether India will actually start to come up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Because usually,
saying.
like when
So if
you say starting a company,
Ah.
later into the company, the bigger you grow, you're gonna go into manufacturing, right? And you're gonna go into more of the bigger parts, right?
But what I'm saying is more in terms of influence. So now you think China is very influential, but whether that will change, that's my uncertainty.
back to this thing.
Yeah.
The integrated design is what again?
Okay, basically integrated design is the part where you put the hardware, right? You're saying what is going to do actually the functionality. So software and hardware lah, but you have to explain, so what it's going to do.
So that's also linked into the methodology, like
But
is it?
it's a slight overlap because you can't really show the integrated design so clearly lah with that slide alone lah.
Would it just be like just
Similar to the
pictures-
configuration also in a sense.
just pictures of the components lah, kind of thing?
No. It's actually you're not gonna show more of the components. You're actually showing how the subsystems, right, work together to create the
How they work together to create the robot,
functionality
the
lah.
one. So I have an idea of like how we would explain it.
Mhm.
I just don't understand how we're gonna what do we present
Well,
as explaining that.
If you look at my time slide, I gave an example there.
Is it the sample one, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I look at that sample. I don't still
Okay,
understand.
try to do okay, or maybe you want to flash out the sample, or I can flash out since but then is this recording is on not here lah. Let me flash out the sample.
Me stop screen sharing level like.
Can also then I can share mine.
Am I still recording?
Okay, you should be
recording
still.
isn't stop.
Okay, so let me. So you bypass whatever just now we just chat.
Yep.
Where did I have the presentation example? Yeah. So this
sharing it.
okay, so go through. So actually, this one should be the conceive and design checklist.
Yeah,
eh.
it's not at the top right. It's not.
So I should actually have changed some of the things here. So architecture design, right? Although you explain, it should just be. It should be this part lah. The left hand side.
The right side only.
The right side by right actually no need for architecture design. Then when you come to this part, right, actually what is being described here, right, it's more like configuration design because you actually use you mentioned the devices. Architecture was just to mention the what you call it, the functionality. What is it going to do? For example, like I mentioned, my phone functionality SMS. But then you know that so that is architecture. It will enable a SMS capability. Then configuration, it needs to have those hardware components in it
To be able to support.
And then what happens as part of the integrated design, I will actually then mention those components, they work together. What are they? Oh, actually, yeah, they are going to do the functionality. Okay, yeah, so that is actually integrated design. And then detailed design, you just put in the design of your image schematic diagram of the device and also of the circuit actually.
So the detailed design will be both lah.
So one is outlook, another one is in the inside.
The inside is the code, is it? Or
No, the detailed design, you kind of, so everything from the ACID, right? It's all design. For the detailed design, actually this one shouldn't be implemented.
But actually the
Detailed design
detailed
also.
design.
Yeah, this one should actually go under detailed design.
Part,
But the thing is, when you implement, right, you're actually implementing the design already. You are actually putting to physical. You are making it.
So would we
implement is actually part of the CDIO process.
Yes.
Yeah. So implement is actually
Is it the next? It's in between D and I lah.
it's actually
S,
between
okay.
D and I. So that's the gray area there lah.
So in this one, what we could do is for the first half we show like 3D models, and then we show the in Tinkercad one or what we make.
You mean for this part,
No, I'm
detailed
saying
design
like in our own slides. First we would show like a 3D model, just to show that we made a 3D model lah, that we still have it.
Okay.
And then the second part we show the code, not code, sorry,
This circuit design.
circuit design. And then the last one just show the pictures of the physical robot. Can also, right?
Can also, yeah.
Because but then it will be like a transition between the design straight away to implement already what?
I could just let me tell you the rationale. In actual truth, right, this asset need not be here.
In actual,
Yeah, this asset here, right, need not be here, but I put it in because it's part of the course lah.
it helps us to think also
About,
like,
yeah.
what to put in for the slide.
For designing.
Yeah.
It helps in the part of designing actually.
Then implement would be just this is the flow chart regarding
Yeah.
the behavior.
To be honest,
chart, right?
actually this flow chart, right, if you want to think of it correctly, right, it's actually part of this integrated design.
Back in design again.
Because you're actually saying that this is my plan idea, it will actually do this way.
Okay.
Implement is basically putting it to hardware lah. Putting it, sorry, not just to hardware, but making it
Into reality lah.
into reality. Exactly that.
So this one is before reality lah. But the
Uh,
code would be, I think the actual physical code, that would be reality lah.
yes, correct.
But this one isn't yet because this one is still in the
This one should be
stage.
actually designed, yeah. This one actually should still be, instead of putting here, right? Because as I said, right, actually the asset need not be there. So I can actually draft this out differently to just ask you guys to do conceive, which would be this part of
Up to robot
conceive and
attributes lah.
design, and actually a bit of architecture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but actually you do mention it's actually in the objective lah. So actually asset need not be
Wait,
there.
can you go back up again?
Yeah.
Isn't a lot of this
Conceive.
autonomous movement, navigation optimization, but this isn't considered under the architectural design idea?
Yes,
It is.
it is.
Okay.
So that's why I say asset is just a design methodology. So I although I put it in the slides, right, it need not be there actually in actual fact. Yeah. So there's a slight overlap lah.
40,000. What's the component? So exciting.
Just writing only. So that's why I let you guys draft.
Doesn't have to be accurate lah.
It doesn't have to be accurate. Doesn't have to be accurate.
The values lah, is everything.
As long as you have some rationale
Then
about.
this power, we only have one.
Yeah, come in. Yeah.
We only have one behavioral flow chart though.
Yeah, that's fine.
How come we have three? For different systems, is it?
Actually, I prefer it to be one actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a continuous from start to end, right?
And
As a
then it says
single
like,
system.
if this one it goes to this system, and
Ah,
if that system is green, then it goes to next step.
Just
Ah.
elaborate.
But we already did this one already. This one we're done already.
Yeah.
So just take the one that we already made, just put it in. But because last time we were supposed to have two flow charts. One was the behavioral, one was the methodology one, but we didn't do the methodology one. For our proposal.
Oh, okay.
We need to make it. We need to make it again lah for the final report.
But is the behavioral one
Behavioral one is the one we have.
okay? So yeah, then operate.
The operator one seems so little though.
No,
So
it's just
before that, the testing part.
Mhm.
What would we put there? Do you put videos or
if you can, it'll be better. At least I will kind of like look at it as more how you say
physical evidence that we tried to
Yeah.
do? But then if our robot doesn't work,
it's not a killer because as I said the
5 months
marks it's not
but then just a video of us putting it in the sorry, my name is too long.
oh no worries.
Having the thing in there, the video of it not working, would that be minusing marks or it still shows that we did
Just
effort?
show lah. Just put it lah.
So that'll be testing, and then the last one was what was after testing again?
Operate.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Operate.
So then for operating,
Yeah.
it would be just all that lah.
You
the
actually
same as
you envision what needs to be done after now they have a successful system that's running.
As though it's open out the public already lah. I guess we gotta get back to work lah.
As long as you have enough content lah, that's the main thing. So you just beef it up.
With
lah.
our presentation, how
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And since 3 of you, so
About
you just divide
about three or four per person lah.
Hello, morning.
So I will
The design is very human.
I will
report lah.
evaluate based on each individual's performance also and the QA also.
And then we let our
QA is what? Question and answer.
Yeah, which
You're gonna ask
will
questions,
I
right?
will ask general questions. I wouldn't ask specific to your project because everyone's project is slightly different.
So if you have the same question, it's easier lah.
To
To
fairness,
grade to
fairness.
okay.
Because if I ask question that is unique to that project, but then other groups don't have it, so it's like
It's
unfair.
easier. It's unfair because some people, if they know it well, they're able to answer very well. you know.
yeah.
But then other
Easy
groups,
to earn mark, at the same time, easy to lose mark.
yeah.
So I will ask general questions more on like
Even
what
I
is
can-
what is a proposal,
What is the point of the
purpose,
proposal?
what do you need to have, or even the Arduino. So in the case of doing this code, what's
Why are
what's
you
this
here?
pin?
Why are you here?
Your degree lecturers they will ask more specific on the project.
Like, why are you here?
why
What's the
you
purpose? What's the value of your project?
Value of your
Why you
project.
choose engineer?
Why-
You got no potential, you know?
What's crying? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you all.